Now you can sit down. How are you? You ready to be inspired? Inspired to greatness. I love our theme. Do you love it? How do you feel about our theme? You know, when we did this in Orlando, we talked about light, and reaching to helping people and being a light to the world. People are looking for leadership. We talked about that. Do you remember that? How many of you were in Orlando? And I said, you remember what I said? I said I was tired of having 6 platinums in this business. I said, who will do this? Will we have a platinum at the next convention? And do we have one? That's right. And I remember a few years ago when I was in Malaysia, I said the same thing in Malaysia. I said, who will be a platinum? Who will do this? But out of about 4,000 people, only 3 stood up. Sadiq Din was one of them. He declared himself. We can't be a quiet church mouse and lead, can we? We are leaders. We are lions. Sadiq Din committed himself. He declared himself. At this convention, will you declare yourself? And look at our new golds. I love listening to them. And Gio Patre, awesome. I love listening to our new golds speak. And we'll hear it tomorrow too. What I want to speak to you about now is the business that we are in, and we must understand this business. If we understand this business, if we master what we understand, nothing will stop us. Nothing will. You will get more than what you ever dreamed of. I promise you that. You will find there's riches beyond money in this business. Glory. That's right. We are to be inspired to greatness, and we will be great. Will we? When I travel around the world, sometimes when I look at leaders who are sort of stuck, they're not where they want to be, they haven't arrived at the success they want to experience, I find out that many times what's happened is they simply don't understand the business that they are in. That's all. Now, we can change that. We can help those leaders, can't we? We can do that. But let me ask you this, and don't raise your hands because I don't want anybody to get embarrassed. How many of you think that we are in the health product business? How many of you think we are in the business of direct sales? I hope none of you think that way. Because leaders in this company, the people making money, and I'm talking about, we've got several millionaires in this crowd that today, that For Life has enriched, and it's because they know the business they are in. We are in the business of network marketing. We are network marketing professionals. When people ask me, well, how do you define network marketing? Well, you can define it many ways, right? I simply say that networking is simply a team of individuals that work together for mutual success. A team of individuals who work together for mutual success. If I win, you win. If you win, I win. It's a perfect philosophy. It was what America was built on. That's right. That's right. And when we think about people, they network all the time, right? All of you did it. You did it before you got into For Life. If you saw a movie you liked, if you read a book you liked, you'd tell your friends about it, wouldn't you? That's right. People out there are networking all the time. The difference between them and us is we get paid for it. We're doing the same thing as they are. They're not getting paid, we are. And it's our job as professional network marketers to help them to understand, hey, I do what you do, but I get paid for it. Would you like to take a look at what I'm doing? What do you think? Is that possible? That's right. We know we need to show them the power of network marketing and how it can change their life. And so that is my challenge to some of you who may be stuck in a rut, your business isn't really moving like you want it to be, simply understand that sometimes what we are doing is that we think we're in network marketing, we think we're using this business model, but in fact, what we're doing is we're more involved into peddling products and we're more involved in direct sales. Do this test. When was the last time any of you made a presentation, a for-life presentation to someone? How much time did you spend talking about the products? How much time did some of you spend talking about the business? Look at it this way. You should spend 20% of your time speaking about the product and 80% of your time speaking about what? The business. Thank you. That's right. The business. Dave Daughtry talked about the 80-20% rule. Well, that's it. That's another 80-20. That's right. 20% of our time talking about the products, 80% of our time speaking about the business. Watch yourself, because here's what we need to appreciate. When you prospect, you're training them from the time that you walk in that door. Whatever you're doing, you're asking them to do. And some of us are scaring them to death. That's right. Can you imagine? Here comes a loyal product user. She comes to the house. She's going to do the presentation. And she begins with, well, this product here, transfer factor, is a scientific information molecule. And what it does, it educates our natural killer cells. Well, the prospect maybe didn't even understand she had natural killer cells in her body. Now she's afraid. Wow, I got natural killer cells in my body? Maybe I need to go see a doctor. I don't know. Oh my God. Natural killer cells in my body. What am I going to do? And what they do is they tell the natural killer cells, go kill. Oh, what am I going to do? And so they got their brains spinning. And so they go on and explain antigen specific, different from transfer factor specific. So many different things. They're getting so scientific. And what is the prospect doing? She's shaking in her shoes. She's scared to death. Because what we're telling that prospect to do, we're saying, we want you to be a Cal McCausland. We want you to wear a white jacket and be a doctor. We want you to go out and duplicate this information. And then what does the prospect finally say to us? The prospect says, well, I'll use the product, and if it works for me, maybe I'll recommend it, but I don't think I'll do the business. That's right. How many of you have heard this? Am I the only person that has heard this? I've been in this business now over 12 years with 4Life. I've heard this over and over again with some of my leaders. And then they come to me crying. What did I do? I showed them, I did everything. They said no. Tell me what you did. No, you should not have done that. You scared the prospect to death. She's probably going to see an anxiety doctor right now. You did not help that person. Oh my, what are we doing? So the thing is, and that's what I'm saying. If we keep it very simple, we have great tools. We've got booklets and books that explain about the product. So the great thing about this is when we go in and we present, we need to understand one thing. We've got the tools, leave it with them, let them read. And what we want to do is help them to understand that this will solve much of their problems in life. Let me give you an illustration. I've done this before, but here's a bottle of Transfer Factor Plus. How many of you love this product? How many of you use this product? Okay, so I do this in some of my meetings. And this is a $100 bill. I did not print it. It's real. Okay. And you go into a prospect. Let's say that we tell them what we know about this product, okay? We set it on the table. And then I say, and this is a $100 bill, and I set this on the table. And I ask them, Choose. Which one do you want? Do you want the most scientific product in the world that will do magnificent things for your immune system? It might even help grow hair on your head. Who knows? Or would you prefer this Ben Franklin, this $100 bill? You choose. Now, how many of you think they'll go for this? Oh, how many of you think they'll go for this? Man, I tell you what, hey, you leaders, I love you. You're thinking right. You are thinking right, and that's right. But you know that many of your leaders will go in and they will do the opposite. Since we know this is true, since we know they want money, since we know they need to improve their finances, they need financial independence. Think about it. Most marriages end because of the stress of the lack of money. That's right. They need money. But we have distributors that go in, and what they do is they want to preach product. They want to preach science. And then they wonder why they fail. We need to help them to understand what I just showed you. So I write this down. These words. Sell the franchise, not the hamburger.